Hello and welcome once again to the spare room because it is pissing down outside. For one of the Meet Local Girls videos, I set up an email account just to see what crap would get sent to it. Crucially, I've never sent an email from it. But it's 2022. It's not like there's still going to be emails from Nigerian generals offering someone millions if they can hold some money in their account. Nor are there going to be messages from long-lost relatives informing them that someone has died and they've been left a substantial amount of money. That email account, where I go by the name Danny Jangled Bollocks, is still running. So a week ago I decided to clear it and see what dubious emails I get sent over a 7-day period. What follows is a selection of the highly convincing offerings. With an almost perfect sense of timing, this is the first email I opened. Meet Russian women. Given the current situation, I really don't want to meet any Russians. I mean, if I were a single man, I think it would be awkward if I exchanged a few messages and on the first date the young lady turned up in a tank. Personally, I'd like to see Russians in their own fucking country. Next, get your concealed carry certificate today. I don't think that's aimed at me. I'm British and the UK has some of the strictest gun laws on earth. Because we don't have mass shootings in the UK anymore, because the authorities realised it's much harder to have mass shootings if people don't have guns. So if you're in Britain and you're carrying a handgun, you will soon meet the police who turn up with much better firearms. Just to clarify, I'm not having a pop at America there. It's just, as a Brit, I find the gun thing confusing. When I've been in the USA, I find it almost unnerving that you can go into some supermarkets, buy a bottle of milk, a loaf of bread and a pump-action shotgun. Moving on, want a fiery, passionate women. That's women plural, not singular. Me to Latin. This reminds me of a few years ago when I was at Pride. Now, I'm not gay, but I think we should support people of all sexualities because no one gets to choose it. But I was walking past two young Latino women and they were all over each other. It was like my browsing history had come to life. UPS are apparently offering me a job for $54 an hour, which does seem rather a lot for a delivery driver, or rather, someone who used to enjoy playing knock and run as a child and has turned it into a profession. But again, I'm British and they're offering to pay me in dollars. They may as well pay me in haddock. Next, $13,000 guaranteed within 24 hours and the prospect of rapidly becoming a millionaire. Now, I think that's bullshit, because if it was a real thing, it would be more widely publicised. I mean, it'd be on the news. In fact, speaking of the news, this very curious email contains what is supposed to look like a BBC News story, reading, "Rob Brydon's latest investment has got the government and big banks terrified." Now, this is fucking bizarre. Because if you're from outside the UK, you might not recognise those two gentlemen. On the left is Rob Brydon, and on the right is Michael Burke, best known for reading the BBC News at 10. But he retired from that job in 2003. In fact, that photo is about 20 years old. And Rob Brydon is a quiz show host, an actor, an impressionist and a stand-up comedian. He's not known for his financial savvy advice. If I wanted that, I'd go to Jimmy Carr. So that's a very small selection of the strange emails sent to my account without provocation. However, I've saved what for me is the weirdest for last. I opened the email and was presented with this photo of Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr, along with the accompanying text, "Is it a coincidence that the two surviving Beatles are vegan?" Now, I've got friends who are vegan, but importantly, I don't associate with any of the preachy or screamy ones. But I detest this bullshit. Trying to make a point that doesn't make any sense. Is it a coincidence that the two surviving Beatles are vegan? Yes, it is a coincidence. George Harrison became a vegetarian in the mid-1960s, and doubtless, if veganism had been a thing then, he would have done that as well. But is it more likely the cancer that killed him was caused by having a boiled egg for breakfast as a young boy, or that he was a prolific chain smoker? And as for John Lennon, Well, unless being a vegan makes you fucking bulletproof, his dietary preferences had nothing to do with his death. Lennon was the only member of the Beatles who never became a full-time vegetarian. So did he die because he had milk in his coffee, or because he was shot 4 times at point blank range? And if you're unsure, have a look on Wikipedia where you'll find a link to an article called The Murder of John Lennon. But the thing is, these spam emails, well, they must work to an extent, otherwise they wouldn't keep getting sent. And it's genuinely chilling for me to think there are people out there who are so dense they'll click the links in these emails and then wonder why their bank account's empty and their fucking phone doesn't work. As ever, thanks for watching.